Hey guys, what's up? It's Mikexingchen. Old wives' tales are typically stories told by parents to either explain an unknown phenomenon or used as a tactic to scare us into not doing something. I mean, who hasn't been told that if you swallow gum, it's gonna take 7 years to digest, or if you go swimming less than an hour after you eat, it's gonna give you stomach cramps. But those are merely the kid-friendly versions because some old wives' tales are downright terrifying. So here are some of the most disturbing old wives' tales ever told. And you know what? I would try to remember these because better safe than getting killed by an evil spirit. Number 1. Dead people with open eyes. This is a popular belief in Britain where if a person died with their eyes open, they were looking for someone to take with them to their final destination. In earlier times, it also could mean the eyes were being kept open by evil spirits that won't let the dead rest, or it's a sign of life unfulfilled. To prevent this from happening, British people would actually close the deceased's eyes and place pennies on them to keep them closed. This practice was actually derived from the Greeks, who would place a coin in the mouth of the deceased to pay the ferryman to take their soul across the river Styx into Hades. Number 2. See your future husband. I wonder what my future husband or wife will look like. We've all thought this when we were young, but for all you young ladies out there, according to a really creepy old wives' tale, you can actually find out. Now there's a few versions of this. One version says you should go secretly into a room at midnight on Halloween and cut an apple into 9 slices. You should then eat the apple slices in front of a mirror in a dark room with only a lit candle while holding each slice on the point of a knife before eating it. As you do this, you will supposedly see the image of your true love over your left shoulder, asking for the final slice of apple. So let me recap. Midnight, Halloween night, you're supposed to go into a room secretly so no one knows you're going in there with an apple cut into a really odd number of slices with a sharp knife, and you're supposed to eat the apple by stabbing the knife and placing the edge of the knife basically in your mouth. And some random guy is supposed to show up over your left shoulder asking for that final slice of apple? That sounds like you're about to get stabbed. Another version says you should comb your hair while eating the apple and looking in the mirror in order to see your future spouse over your shoulder. And this last version I find the most disturbing. It says at midnight, you should walk down the stairs backwards while holding a mirror. In this way, you will see your future mate, I guess, in the mirror. Now, here's why I think these methods are flawed. The first version, like I said, eating apple slices with a knife in the dark room while looking at a mirror. Okay, I'm already gonna be freaked out if some creepy person or spirit pop up next to me in the mirror, likely with the intent of dragging me to the depths of hell. I'm not giving this thing a weapon. And come on, really? Asking to eat my apple? Who is this, the ghost of Snow White? In the version where you walk down the stairs backwards, I think that only works if your future husband happens to be the paramedic who show up after you fall and then cut yourself up with the mirror you're holding because you decided to walk down the stairs backwards in the middle of the night. Number 3. Chewing gum after midnight. Like I mentioned, we've all heard the whole if you swallow gum, it'll take 7 years to digest thing, but according to an old wives' tale from Turkey, if you chew gum after midnight, it will transform into rotten, decaying human flesh. But you know, the good thing is that, well, at least it won't stay in your stomach for 7 years. Number 4, sleep. There's a bunch of old wives' tales surrounding what happens to a person when they fall asleep. Some believe that if you had plants in your room, it would suck up all the oxygen and kill you. You know, this is why I never trust plants. If you don't believe me, watch my terrifying plants video. There are others who say sleeping in direct moonlight could cause insanity or blindness. Sleeping while facing a mirror would reflect back negative energies, and the creepiest award goes to the tale that says when you get married, whoever falls asleep first on your wedding night will be the first to die. Now on to the scariest topic of all, number 5. Babies. Yeah, Babies are terrifying. There are a lot of old wives' tales regarding babies because in the past, infant mortality rates were really high and people had to come up with reasons to explain them. In Russia, it was said that new mothers should not show off their newborn baby to strangers or take it out in public for at least 40 days. This will ensure that no negative energy or evil presence latches onto the baby. In the Dominican Republic, there was the story of the Bruja witch, which is a witch that can transform into a large bird. However, in order to change into its bird form, the Bruja has to do something disgusting. It has to peel the skin off its body. Then, after the transformation, it will suck out the blood of a newborn baby through the navel or toe. Number 6, whistling. In some countries like Korea and Turkey, whistling at night was considered to be calling for evil spirits or even the devil himself. But the creepier version is definitely from Japan, where there were a lot of child trafficking going on there. And when you whistle, it signaled to sellers that a child was ready to be taken and kidnapped. Thus, legends were spread to children to frighten them by saying that whistling attracted ghosts. That way, the kids would stay quiet at night and be safe. Number 7, doors. Okay guys, take some notes because this could one day save your life. It is said that if you hear someone knocking on your door or ringing the doorbell and you open the door and find nobody there, then you should keep the door open a few seconds before closing it. That's supposed to mean a good spirit is at your door and you are welcoming it in, like Jasper or something. But pay attention everyone, because here is where it gets kind of tricky and may save you from a based on true events horror movie being made about your life. If the door knocks 3 times and no one is there, then don't open it because you may be letting an evil spirit into your house. If the back door knocks with no one there, it means the devil is now at your door. If your front door opens on its own, it means bad news is coming. If the back door opens on its own, it foretells a coming death. So maybe just sulfur the heck out of your doors and windows or go live in a tent. And I'll tell you guys this, I'm not letting any spirit into my house, be it good, bad, Beetlejuice, Slimer, or a genie that could grant me 3 wishes. No thanks, stay out please. And doors opening on their own, I don't care who's coming in, I'm leaving. If a door opens on its own in my house, I'm moving out. And here's a really creepy, supposedly true story that's related to the whole door knocking thing. According to the Knoxville News Sentinel, a woman named Emily Miller lived in a house in Sequoia Hills alone. Her husband had died a few years back. One early morning, the front doorbell rang, but no one was there. Then the doorbell kept ringing every other night after that, at exactly 3 a.m. No logical explanation could be found even after she stayed up multiple nights waiting to catch whoever or whatever was ringing the bell, and she even installed a motion sensor camera at the front door as well as called the police on numerous occasions, but no one ever saw anybody actually ringing the doorbell. Miller said it's not an electrical problem because the doorbell is a wireless device that needed a hard twist to sound. So this went on for 2 to 3 years before Miller finally told her son to just get rid of the doorbell. So the son removed the doorbell, threw it away, and then filled in the hole where it was. But then guess what? At 3 a.m. the next morning, the doorbell rang again. It was so disturbing that Miller decided to leave the house and move into a condo. Now, what I don't understand is if the story is real, why it took her 2 to 3 years to move. I mean, for me, once I installed the camera and start to think there's something supernatural going on, yeah, I'm leaving. It's like those movies where people move into an old house and they hear blood-curdling screams at night and just be like, oh, that's just a house settling. The house ain't a pilgrim. It doesn't need to settle. Get out. This happens so much in all those based on a true story horror movies. It literally takes a demon possessing one of the kids and try to take out an adult with a steak knife for these parents to be like, maybe we should hire a priest and do our exorcism. A priest? Move! A priest can't fight the son of Chucky. Anyway, even though these are old wives' tales, you can't be too safe. So maybe don't go into a secret room to eat apples with a knife. And if you hear a knock at the door and you look through the peephole and there's no one there, maybe don't open the door. I mean, how many times have we seen in horror movies when people open the door and there's nobody there and it ends well? Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you like it, please hit the like button. I would really love that. See you later.